Top of the morning, laddies. Today we'll be talking about how technology affected our work and life studies. If you haven't already know, or you've been living under the rock, technology has been developing since a long time ago, around the time of the Stone Age.
According to Google, technology is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. But we all like to know it as tools that make our lives easier. Now we have many forms of technology such as our phones, laptops, and many more.
So let's talk about where the word technology actually came from. The word came from the Greek word tech, which means arts and craft, and logos, which means word or speech.
The earliest form of technology, however, is in the form of stone tools and has since come a long way to computers and all those gizmos we know about.
Moving on to 3300 BC and 3400 BC. We have our first writing system developed by the Mesopotamia, which are the form of cuneiforms. Cuneiform is identified for its wedge-shaped mark made by a blunt reed on clay tables.
By the 8th century BCE, the Greek has finally adapted their own language and were then in the process of creating the alphabet we know today. And during the Eastern Han period at around 25 to 220 CE, the first papers were made from a papyrus plant, and thus the name papyrus was discovered and assigned to the first kind of paper.
From then on, paper making started to spread around the globe, and by 1150 AD it arrived in Spain and the first paper industry in Europe was established. Finally, in 1453 AD, Johann Gutenberg invented the printing press. Since then, printing on paper has never been easier.
Printing press is a perfect opportunity for ideas to spread. Not only can you print in large amount, but it is also much faster and efficient. There's no need for copying text by hand anymore.
With many ideas spreading around and access to books is much easier, scholar and educator have a bigger range of choices in their learning. This development also in turn helped the spread of the Renaissance, which is a period of European culture, artistic, political, and economical rebirth across Europe.
Thirdly, it is more flexible. Students can learn at their own pace instead of being crammed into a fixed deadline. Technology has made it possible for everyone to learn from anywhere. Online courses in schools are now available opposed to the way things were back then, when students still need to travel to physical schools to access education.
Fourthly, without going into much detail, online tests and assignments are now available. Technology helps people with special needs to learn in ways that suit their personal needs and capabilities. Technology also provides lifelong learning where we have to learn new things all the time. New demands at work mean that people have to learn new ways of doing things, whether it be programming or security. Technology has made learning a lifelong activity.
Speaking of work, people are already worried that robots and AI will steal their jobs. Sure, it could be a possibility, but aside from that, technologies is actually trying to make the workload lighter and more efficient. Teachers no longer teach word by word and instead coaches students on the basic and guide them through the work. Students become more independent as they will have to start figuring out things on their own.
Another example is the technology in the medical field. It aims to assist doctors and nurses in their activities, and while there are experiments on making a machine that can self-operate, it is still unsafe and unreliable.
So, what do you think? Do you think that technology will steal our jobs?
In conclusion, technology has certainly changed the way we work and study. Books have evolved into e-books, postcards have evolved into emails, and so on and so forth. It changed the world we live in for a better and worse. It all comes down to how we use these technologies, and maybe we might even evolve into something more.
So this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching.